We are live.
Are we live, bro?
Welcome back to HeadCanon.
HeadCanon.
Episode 2, baby. You thought we would never make it, but here we are.
Episode 2, HeadCanon. What would you do if you found a HeadCanon in your episode 2? I wouldn't want that. So let me get a number 15.
What are we doing here today? Nicholas the Slickless
Well,
Johnson?
listen, man. Since the Batman hasn't been released yet, we figured we would get.
Well,
we would be, as the Joker said, ahead of the curve.
There's no need to incorrectly date ourselves.
And we would just, talk about the Batman. Like, since it's, it comes out next month. So I just, we figured, why don't we talk about if we were gonna make a Batman movie, how would we do it? And then by the time the movie comes out, we can compare and contrast what they did and what we did.
Yeah. I actually heard this was announced earlier this morning, but they pushed it back to March 2022. So now it's like a year out.
Golly.
Yeah.
Man, it's 2021 right now.
March
3rd.
Fucking got him. But yeah, so let's throw some ideas back and forth. I know we had a few in the oven cooking in the kettle.
Yeah, are we gonna continue what we did with that one, or are we gonna do some other ones?
Well, I don't know which one you're talking about, but if I were to know, I would say we would continue the one.
Continue what, bro? We haven't recorded one yet. What are you talking about?
Just off the old Chrome Dome, I would have this idea. I don't know. Bruce Wayne is running for mayor.
Fuck you. You know that was my idea.
What do you mean?
She was like, fuck you. Dang. It's kind of real, though.
But yeah, so going back to our current idea, do you want to kick us off since you claim it's your idea?
It was my idea. Fuck it. Listen, let's just.
Okay. What?
You know what I'm saying? Because we had talked about this a little bit ago.
Yeah. Lots of technical issues though. We had to scrap the.
Yeah, we had to scrap the original one, but
yeah.
I guess the
This was round 2.
And Daredevil, after he got blinded, that bully was like, round 2. He's like,
are you serious?
Yeah. He was like, come on, guys, I'm blind.
I literally can't see it coming.
He was waving his hands in his face. He said, woo! Hey.
I mean, come on, don't tell me you've never done that to a blind kid before.
I've never seen a blind kid before, ironically.
They've never seen you.
But no, yeah, so yeah, basically, yada yada yada. We were talking about, if we were gonna do a Batman movie. I had this idea because it was, Batman. He's a cool character. It's like he's a vigilante. He
some might say he's the best superhero. I agree. I feel like if you put Batman in front of anyone, he would. If you give him time,
well,
he
prep
would win.
time.
Yeah.
I'm gonna respectfully disagree with you. But
tell me why.
I see where you're coming from. No, let's not get sidetracked.
Well, no. This is a conversation about Batman, how he would and how he would win against everyone else.
Here's the thing, though, because he needs prep time to fight everybody.
Not much.
Nobody else needs prep time.
Just a couple minutes.
Nobody else needs prep time. Nobody else needs prep time.
Nobody else.
Nobody else needs prep time.
Not a single person.
No. To fight Batman, bro?
Yeah.
Nah, man.
No one else needs prep
Let's just
time.
say this. Let's just say this, right? Because the common one is like, yo, could Batman be Superman in a fight? Let me tell you something. No, I'm dead ass. No, okay. Everybody asks, yo, can Batman beat Superman in a fight? Nobody asks, and don't cut me out because I know the type of bullshit that you be on. Nobody ever asks, like, yo, can Superman beat Batman in a fight? No one says that. It's always like, can Batman overcome this incredible challenge? To Superman, Batman's not even a challenge, bro. Damn near every single time they fought in the comics, Superman was holding back, but everyone's like, yo, dude, Batman, like, he beat Superman. Like, nah, because Superman wasn't even trying that hard, bro.
Well, but then there rises the question, like, okay, sure, he didn't fight at his peak, but he still lost.
But he was holding back. Let's just say this. It's a battle to the death. Both of them are at their physical and mental peaks, right?
Sure.
And they for whatever reason, as soon as they see each other for the very first time, both of them are like, I have to kill this person.
You're right. Right.
Superman would fucking wreck him.
Yeah.
Like, he wouldn't even have a chance.
Yeah.
He wouldn't even have a chance.
Okay. Yeah. Okay, but let's take that scenario, right? But instead of it being...
let's take that scenario and let's do a different scenario with it instead.
Yes. Let's take it. So, Superman and Batman have known about each other for a year, and then they meet up. Mm-hmm. Who would win?
Superman, bro.
Why?
Because let me tell you like
Batman
this.
would have kryptonite by then.
Here's the thing. Batman has kryptonite, and he has it hidden everywhere, right?
Yeah.
And it's like, okay, it's this building, and Superman knows Batman is there. Superman is going there to fuck up Batman, to fight Batman. And he looks around, and he doesn't see any kryptonite. You know, he's using his X-ray vision, his infrared, his microscopic, his telescopic, every single vision. I don't see any kryptonite. I see that there's like these sections made out of lead that I can't see through. He would know, especially after knowing Batman for a year, he'd be like, there's some fucking kryptonite behind those lead boxes. I know you too well, bro. So what I'm gonna do, there's so many ways he could just beat Batman. He could like super speed him out of the building and kill him, or he could just go out to space and literally wait there until Batman dies of old age. Like, dude. And like, honestly, Superman, like, you know, the whole faster than a speeding bullet. Okay, Batman's suit is bulletproof, but you can't he would fuck him up.
I think you're missing the point.
Hey, am I wrong though? Am I wrong?
No.
The defense rests, Your Honor.
Interesting how you only went to Superman, though.
What about him? What you mean?
No, like, I didn't even say Superman.
Okay, who? Because Superman's top dollar, bro.
Yeah.
He's the top of the pyramid.
Who would you say is like, okay, Superman? Boop.
Like right below Superman?
Yeah, it would be like Shazam or Martian Manhunter.
Yeah, fuck it, shit.
Oh, which one?
Let's say Martian Manhunter.
Do you think Batman could beat Martian Manhunter?
I can kind of see that.
Because he's weak to fire, and fire is a lot more spontaneous than kryptonite.
He could for real just be like, yo, Martian Manhunter, something's going on in this building. And then he walks in and the building just blows up and it's just regular fire and he'd probably like die.
Yeah, I feel like you can make the argument, but Martian Manhunter can read minds. But like, I feel like Batman could be like...
Batman is the type...
elevating the mental shit.
Batman is the type of guy that like in year one of his being Batman, he comes across Martian Manhunter in his human form, but he already knows how to block telepathic attacks.
Year one.
Like he's that kind of guy. No, matter of fact, on the Batman, that show The Batman, they did that because Batman met Martian Manhunter while he was in his John Jones human disguise, and he was like,
dang.
I think he found out later on. Yeah, he found out that he was an alien, but this was the first time Batman had ever come across an alien before. And Martian Manhunter, he's like, read my mind. And he's like, okay, I'm getting pictures of like dogs or whatever. He's like, I'm thinking about the Batcave. He's like, how the fuck could you do that? Like, that doesn't make any sense. He's like, yeah, so I learned it in like Tibet or like from some monks or something like that. Which begs the question, how did the monks teach him how to block his mind from telepathic advances? You know what I mean? Like, Batman he's one of those weird characters where it's like, because he's just a regular human and he does all this stuff, it's cool because it's almost like wish fulfillment. Like, I wish I was on that kind of level physically and mentally. But then when you break it down, like, no, there's no reason why he should be able to block Martian Manhunter's telepathic abilities, especially after having just met him. If he knew Martian Manhunter for some period of time and Martian Manhunter was kind of showing him the ropes, like this is how you can like block, mind readers or whatever, then okay, sure, I could see that. But you just met him. You didn't even know that there was life on Mars yesterday. You hadn't met any aliens until today. It's just like, come on, guys. Batman's not on that level.
But, real talk, the Batman came out.
Yeah, Batman came out about 3 weeks ago. Nowhere. I wish I grew out all of my underwear. And this is something in me. Do you see what I see?
What a great Maroon 5 song. Damn, we should just have a karaoke podcast where we sing every song ever. We would never run out of podcast material.
But goddamn. Man, that's a whole lot of bullshit to listen to.
What do you mean? My sultry tones? Sultry tones?
My man, a karaoke podcast.
Yeah, where you and I sing the hits.
Nah.
AKA every song ever.
Every song ever is definitely not a hit. There's a select few that are straight up hits.
Okay, out of every song ever, I wonder what percentage are hits. 10%? That might even be too much.
That might be a whole lot.
Yeah. Anyway.
Excuse me.
Batman came out. I really liked the take on it. It draws a lot of parallels to the Nolan trilogy because, it approaches Batman in a more grounded way, but I really appreciate how it still feels more comic booky somehow.
Yeah, because it was grounded, but it wasn't just straight up copying Nolan, which I feel like a lot of people are gonna be like, it's just copying Nolan, but it's like, well, I mean, shit.
Yeah,
it's like,
no.
Just there's similarities, yeah, because like you said, it's more grounded, it's more realistic. I think I preferred this version of how they grounded it more than the Nolan one.
Yeah, I do.
Yeah, because Nolan, his movies were good for sure, but there's a certain style there that I'm it's grounded, but it's still really stylistic. You can watch a Nolan movie, post Batman Begins and automatically recognize this is Nolan. You know what I mean?
Yeah,
it's
pretty much.
I even have a theory low-key, all the Nolan movies are in the same universe.
Well, it's a good thing we're not here to talk about that.
No, but I was just gonna mention.
Anyway.
I just think it's kind of cool. But no, this one, because everything in this one, it really, really felt like Gotham City. Everything was dirty and grungy and stuff, and
hardly any scenes in the daytime.
No, and it was fucking everything just looked like, ugh. Mm-hmm. Why do y'all stay here?
Honestly, yeah.
And even Bruce Wayne's look, when he wasn't in the suit and it was just him as Bruce Wayne, I don't think they've ever really shown him like that. Kind of, like I said, dirty and grungy, but it still looks cool because it's if his whole thing is I have to be Batman and I have to save the city, he's not gonna care about how he looks. So the hair was kind of messy. He was always in these big ass baggy clothes. Mm-hmm. And I was fucking with that. I thought that was dope.
Yeah.
Pardon my language.
So I guess going to us, how would we approach a Batman story?
Well,
and let's just do a story. Let's not overcomplicate this with plans of a trilogy.
I'm with that.
We had this idea, Nick, you came to the table with the idea that Bruce Wayne wants to help Gotham more as Bruce Wayne, less so than Batman, right?
Yeah, what my initial idea was, I did kind of picture him as an older Batman, 40s or 50s. And initially it was he fights a villain, and even Alfred is kind of, he fights a villain that makes him think maybe me being Batman isn't the best thing for Gotham. And Alfred is even I didn't even want you to be Batman to begin with. And, it's the whole, it's the young man's game, and you're older now, and maybe you should use your resources to still save Gotham, but just in better ways. Maybe give the money to the hospitals, the police force, clean up the police precinct because it's got to be corrupt in Gotham.
Oh, for sure.
You feel me? Then it was like, well, why doesn't he? He could really do all that, like if he like ran for mayor and just kind of like did it like that. And then when he does that, he kind of finds that, oh, this is a lot more beneficial. Because before it's like I was just beating up criminals, and now like I'm actually making the community better. And like maybe even when he does this, like he sees like homelessness is going down. Like, he has like more like after school programs like for kids, so it keeps some of the kids in Gotham like out of like it keeps them from getting into like gangs and lives of crime and stuff like that or something.
And I really like that approach. And I kind of came with, what if like, all this is happening, all this good stuff is happening that he never really experienced when he was Batman, when he was fighting these criminals. But, well, just like anything, the whole Batman, a big thing that people say is like, the villains only came out when Batman arrived, the super villains. So like, I'm thinking, what if he's running for mayor and he's doing all these grand changes, but his being mayor is drawing out all these different kinds of enemies that being a mayor, like doing things on the right side of the law isn't fixing, but he knows he can't become Batman again. So he decides to use his money and resources to train a new Batman and basically helm a Batman project.
And maybe he's even like a secret Batman. Like you're Batman, but we can't really have people knowing that you're Batman, just because when I was Batman, that kind of created a lot of problems, and I'm trying to eliminate those problems. And maybe
trying to eliminate it from both sides with the things he learned from his years of being Batman.
Yeah, and like when he was Batman, because kind of going back to the whole it's a young man's game thing, like maybe at some point he realizes like I was never really trying to save the city. I was just really angry, and I was just like, so like whenever I'm like fighting criminals, it's literally just me forcing my anger out onto somebody. And then because like he looks at what's happened crime-wise in the city, like nothing really has changed. It's just like petty theft, petty crimes might have gone down, but also because he's here, like supervillain crimes have not even gotten up, like they began.
Right.
And so he's like, I've been looking at this thing wrong for 35 years. And Alfred's like, damn, dude, like
Alfred's still alive.
Yeah, he's all like a skeleton, like that's what I've been saying, Master Wayne.
Let me rest, Master Wayne.
I'm tired. He's like, no, Alfred, and just injects him right in the heart with
adrenaline.
with venom, venom and the Lazarus pit juice. He's like, Master Wayne, please. He's like, I need you, Alfred. Let me die. Let me die, Master Wayne. But
So continuing with that line of thought, we were thinking like, basically, what if this is a new segue into sort of a Robin-esque
like
character.
Like a Robin, Batman Beyond kind of thing.
Yeah. I have never seen Batman Beyond, but
you literally only saw the last episode, dude.
It was good.
When I showed it to you, I just assumed you had at least seen some of it.
No, I've never seen a single episode.
God, it's so cool. It's such a good show.
I mean, I like where it goes. But so like maybe he's looking for, do you think he would look for someone like him, an orphan? So like him taking him in wouldn't be robbing him from a family? Or do you think he would just look for someone who would be fit?
I feel like it would be
to carry the Batman, not physically.
No, I got you.
Yeah.
I feel like he wouldn't. Man, you know what? I think the way I picture it is like this version of Bruce Wayne. He wouldn't go out seeking to maybe find a Batman. It would just be like, man, I'm trying to do the mayor thing. It's not working, but I can't do Batman. Like physically, I'm just not able to, and also like it would just mess with my stuff that I got going on. Mm-hmm. So maybe he just kind of comes across someone who like he sees them like defending somebody else, and it's like, but like he's not that skilled in fighting, so he's like listen, like let me show you how to do this, but you can't tell anybody because I'm Batman. It's like, okay, and then he's like he finds a kindred spirit, whether he's an orphan or not. Mm-hmm. And it's like, okay, well maybe I could train this kid so then he can kind of do my Batman thing, but also he can channel all that negative energy into something more productive, something that's gonna like save the city, hopefully, and you know it's gonna keep him off the wrong path. So it's
Hopefully.
so it's like I'm really trying to save this kid, and then you know in a weird way, like if I can save this kid, I can save all of Gotham. You know, how they do that shit in the movies.
You know, it'd be interesting, like this idea of him trying to keep Batman a secret to basically eliminate the new arrival of more supervillains. So what if like the mission in the goal of this movie is for this new Batman to eliminate or get rid of the last supervillains of Gotham.
He's not gonna kill him.
Put him. No, it's not.
He's not gonna just lobotomize them to be sure.
Yeah, like cripple them fully.
He's like,
for good.
He's like, Robin, you can't kill them, but like take their spines out though, so they can't rob any more banks. Oh gee, I don't know. Like it's Tom Holland. Oh gee, I don't know, Mr. Wayne. I don't think this is a good idea. So did I ask you that? But no, I'm with that though. I'm with that.
Yeah. So I don't want to do another Joker thing, but I would find it cool if like there's a couple remaining supervillains who are like older now, but like because they're older, they're like super at their peak. Maybe not physically, but like in their meanness, you know?
How I would do this would be Joker literally died years ago.
No, nothing against Joker. It's just there's been too much of him in the recent years.
Yeah, they keep doing. Joker's dead and Alfred's dead.
Okay, good.
Good.
Get rid of Alfred.
Alfred was 60 when Bruce was like 8. Alfred was 60 when Bruce's parents died. So I don't know.
Alfred needs a rest.
Yeah, I know he's not gonna be alive when Bruce is pushing
55,
60.
Yeah.
Joker and Alfred are dead. Maybe Bruce even killed Joker, and that's partially why he's like, I can't be Batman anymore because I broke the one rule.
Maybe. I could see that. Sure. But that raises the question, who would be like the big bads of Gotham at this point? Like supervillain wise. You think Bane? I think Bane would be too destructive to just live in Gotham, you know?
Yeah, because my initial thought is Scarecrow.
Okay.
Maybe Penguin, but also it's like they kind of keep doing Penguin, and
They do. Which is weird.
Yeah, and I don't have an issue with Penguin. I don't really see him as a supervillain. I see him as
he seems like a joke to me.
Yeah, exactly. It's like I know, like it's like, oh man, we need to take out the Penguin. Wow, really, bro? Just throw him in the cell and that's it, or you know, like
just throw some fish in like a cardboard box trap and
like
that's it.
Penguin, honestly, the way I see him or the way I would like handle him is either kind of like how Jeff Johns did in Batman Earth 1. Either he's the mayor of Gotham City, and that's partially why it's all corrupt, or he's just a mobster.
Okay.
Like I don't take him seriously enough for him to be the villain. Like Danny DeVito and Tim Burton, they did their thing. That was cool, but it was still kind of like I can't see it like over and over again.
I like where they're going with the Colin Farrell Penguin.
Yeah.
I feel like that has some cool things in the making. But I wouldn't navigate towards a Penguin story.
Yeah. And not Catwoman either, because Catwoman I see more as an anti-hero as well.
It would be interesting. This would actually be an interesting story if we did Grundy, because you can't get rid of Grundy, or you can't kill him.
I could see it where with Grundy, he's in the movie a lot, but he's not the main villain.
No,
like he's basically just the muscle for whoever the main villain is.
Yeah, okay, yeah, he's just like an obstacle.
You know what? What about Hush?
Ooh.
Hush, I could see kind of like matching Bruce Wayne.
Which version of Hush? The animated one or the cartoon or the comic one?
I would. When you say the animated one, you're talking about the one that was
the Riddler.
Nah, I wouldn't do the Riddler.
So you would do the comic one.
I would do the comic one, yeah, and it would. Because I could see it as like Hush basically being like almost a ghost to Bruce Wayne.
Yeah.
Like he's doing all this stuff and like he's like fucking up the city and it's like these like serial killings, but the pictures of them.
And Bruce can't get rid of him like legally, or like he's having trouble finding the right people on the right side of the law to get rid of him. Like they can't.
Yeah. And it's also like, who is this guy? But
right.
deep down, Bruce knows who this might be. Because again, like it was his friend from when he was a kid. So
his fucking dastardly looking friend with the fucking eyebrows who no one suspected.
Like, honestly, like...
Yeah.
This dude just looked evil. What's his name? Thomas Elliott? Was that his name? Thomas Elliott?
That sounds right, but honestly... I only saw the cartoon movie and he was such a nothing character in there. I don't really remember.
Dude, in the comic, it was the same. Like the comic was pretty similar to the movie. It was like Riddler was still there, but he wasn't Hush. It was just Thomas Elliott was Hush.
Yeah.
And I don't know why they did it like that.
Hush is controlling Grundy. And maybe even taking a beat from the movie comic, he's also controlling Clayface.
That would be dope, because we haven't seen Clayface in the movie
yet. We have not seen Clayface, and I feel like I really like Clayface, at least in what I've seen him in like the show, the Batman cartoon show, and the Hush movie.
I think the Batman show, that's a different version of him.
I really liked that version of him though. Like
that version of him was dope. Because I think the main version of him is he's an actor and then he got turned into Clay. It's like
he's an actor.
Yeah, it was, and also on the Justice League, that was his origin in that show.
Well, then I would really like it if we adapt. Maybe like this was Bruce's like inside in the police, the Gotham PD, but he turned into Clayface.
That's a little bit more compelling, yeah. Because also it's. Like I'm working with you because you're in the police department, but also because on the show they were like friends growing up.
They were like old friends, yeah.
Yeah, so that would be kind of like, man, I thought he died like years ago, and like Clayface comes, and then he, as the film progresses, or as the story progresses, he learns like, oh, this was my friend.
yeah.
I forgot what his name was on the show, but yeah, that'd be dope. And then like the kid Batman has to fight these two, which physically is just impossible for him, and because he's outsmart Hush.
Yeah, he's basically up against a damn near impossible trial because he's up against 3 of Batman's supervillains that have outlasted Batman, basically.
Oh yeah, because Grundy and Clayface, they're not gonna age. They're not going anywhere.
Yeah, but Hush, he's the string puller.
He's the brains behind it. Right, so he doesn't really need to do anything physical.
And he was a sharpshooter in the movie, right? He sniped shit, I think.
I would have to watch it.
Pretty sure.
To be honest with you, player.
But anyway, the first thing he comes up against is Clayface, because I feel like Clayface is a little bit easier to take out than Grundy.
Yeah, with the Grundy scene, I could have it where
I feel like that could be a really good horror scene.
No, like literally, like is like the Batman kid is in pursuit, and he's like, oh, Mr. Wayne, like he's going into like this tunnel. He's like, bro, do not. Where's he going? He's going to the sewers. Yo, okay, stay out of there. No, it's cool. I got him. I'm this close.
He's gonna trap himself.
Like he's like, get the fuck out of there. And then he's like, yo, okay, and like because it's the sewers, like the communication
signal
starts to like break up. And then, like you said, the whole horror movie thing, and then he's like, yo, what the and then he sees just like, it's pitch black, because also it's nighttime.
That would be terrifying.
The fucking glowing, not even full eyes, just like the pupils.
Yeah.
He's like, yo, what? And then like, it's Grundy, but like, because it's dark, like even the camera can't even totally make out what he looks like, but you just see this disgusting, like massive gray Hulk, almost like this gray like blob or whatever the fuck. Right. He's like, holy shit! But like Hush is down there. Like Hush is safe because Grundy works for him, and then that's how Hush literally escapes. He's like, I fucking lost him because I had to like bob and weave over this zombie Hulk.
Yeah, I feel like this would be a good
he could get
midpoint.
Yeah, because he would get his ass whipped,
exactly.
And then he wakes up in the Batcave like all fucked up, and Bruce is like he's sad because it's like, I do care about this kid, but God, like I told you not to go in there. So like he's acting like he's just mad because you know how Bruce Wayne is.
Well, I feel like he would be actually mad as well.
He would be, but it wouldn't only be mad. The subtext is like, I care about you and you got hurt. But because I'm Batman...
You need to listen to what I tell you because I've been the Batman for 30 years, 35 years. I know what I'm saying when I say, don't go in there.
Bro, like, you can't just rush into places like that. And maybe that's how he lost like one of the previous Robins. Oh yeah, you can totally be like, the fucking Death in the Family storyline happened. Like, I had a Robin one time and he went chasing after the Joker and he got hit and he got killed. And then I killed the Joker. And then that's also like partially why I like quit and like I'm all fucked up now.
Yeah, that's why I started pursuing like not vigilante approach, like the clean approach.
Yeah, because Batman was just too dirty. And then dirty, that can tie into Clayface because he's fucking mud. Whereas, give us the Oscars, Warner Brothers. Hire us, man. We out here. Yeah.
So I wonder how, because you can't defeat Grundy, or you can't kill him.
Nah.
How quickly does Grundy revive after you kill him?
Damn, I don't know.
Yeah, that's the question. Maybe like...
I've only ever seen him die like in the comics.
You know, maybe like, he wakes up in the Batcave, Bruce is angry, but like the new Batman, who should we call him? Billy Batman.
Nah.
Billy is like, he's also upset because he was the closest he'd ever gotten to death, and Bruce, he didn't really come out to help him. Or maybe there's some other reason why he's upset.
Why the young Batman is upset?
Yeah, maybe he's just like disillusioned at this point. Like, I didn't realize I'd be fighting sewer monsters, like immortal sewer monsters. Yeah. I was just like living on the streets a little while ago.
Yeah.
And you're making me do the impossible.
Or maybe he didn't even know that Grundy and Clayface were a thing.
I feel
maybe like a lot of the Batman stuff was kind of not kept under wraps, but because Batman's not like going out to the news stations and like publicizing what he's doing, it's like a lot of it is speculation, and then that also helps to build the whole myth of Batman.
Right.
Like he like and then he fought this clay monster, and you know it was like this like crocodile man in the sewers. Kind of like if you were to hear that in real life, it's like, okay, this is a story, this is all made up, but then it's like, oh, I didn't think this was real. Like well, how do you kill him? He's like, you can't kill him, bro. Like. That's why we left his ass in the sewer, bro.
Can't kill him. And so, like, there's a mid-depression point in the movie. What?
You know what I'm thinking? Like, maybe at some point in Batman's past, like, Bruce Wayne himself had met Grundy, and maybe there's, like, they had been through something together, so, like, Grundy either sees Bruce as like kind of a friend or something, or like at least not like fully as an enemy. So maybe like he's beating the shit out of the kid, but then somehow he gets into the light, and then he sees like the bat ears, and he kind of recognizes like, oh, this is like Batman or whatever, and then that's when he turns around
and leaves.
Yeah. Right. So that's like you can't beat Grundy, but you can do something where you don't get killed by him.
To beat Grundy, really.
Yeah, you
can get around him.
You can get around him. You need to appeal to him emotionally somehow, probably.
Yeah.
You know.
And so there's this like mid-dip, like the beginning of the third act of the movie where Billy doesn't want to be Batman anymore. But
let's not call him Billy. I can't do it, bro.
Bob?
No, let's just
Chappelle?
Maybe he's
David?
Maybe this is just this version of. Well, no, it couldn't be Dick Grayson. I guess Tim Drake. Maybe this is just this version of Tim Drake.
Okay, this is Tim Drake.
Yeah. Because if the Death in the Family storyline happened, that means Jason Todd is dead, which also means Dick Grayson was already Robin.
Right.
So the next one would have to be Tim Drake. So this is Tim Drake. Because also we haven't seen Tim Drake in the movies before.
But since we want to be original, let's call him Dim Drake.
No.
Like, Dim is
Tim Drake.
He's walking through the streets again, and he's trying to go back to his old life as normal Dim Drake. And
maybe he's even living in like a single parent household too. Like one of his parents was maybe a cop or something like that who died.
but he really can't find himself separating his psyche from being the Batman anymore, because like maybe he's seeing these crimes continue to happen, and he sees all this.
His eyes were open.
His eyes have been open, and he can't close them anymore.
He's like, why do my eyes hurt? Because you've never used them before.
He just finds himself compelled now to be the Batman against his what he thinks he wants. You know, so he returns to Bruce Wayne. What would make him return to Bruce Wayne?
The way I see it is he's kind of like, I can't do this anymore. I didn't realize it was going to be this serious or this deadly. I thought it was just, I'm fighting, you know, like petty thugs and the occasional, you know, like corrupt businessman or whatever. So, you know, he comes back home and his mom is like, hey, where you been, or something like that, or whatever. And he's just like, I just, you know, he's like bummed out, and like a few days or a few weeks go by, and he's trying to just be a normal kid again. But he, like you said, he notices more like there's all of this stuff. Even like in my own school, there's like gangs and all this kind of stuff going on.
Right.
Maybe even like the teachers are either in on it or they're just not fighting. Not fighting, but they're not really stopping. They're not helping. They're just bystanders, basically.
Right.
And it reinforces that idea in his head that if no one else is gonna fight and stand up for what's right, then someone has to, and that someone is me. Because also I kind of been through that Batman thing just a little bit.
Well, what if we? I agree. What if we parallel the whole school thing and the teachers with Bruce Wayne and Gotham, where like the teachers are trying to help this bully kid, but you know, teachers, they only like write bullies up or call their parents,
I guess.
So we see like, Dim Drake sees
like they can't even, the rules of the school kind of prohibit them from getting involved the way that maybe they actually should.
Yeah, like he sees that the only way the bullies will actually stop picking on these kids is if someone shows them like, you're not the only one who can beat people up, basically. Like if you pick on them, I'm gonna pick on you, basically. Yeah. And he kind of sees that there is worth there that maybe he didn't quite understand when he got beat up. So he decides to mature, grow up, and return to Bruce Wayne, and they know who they're up against now. Hush escaped. They figured out that he is with Grundy. He's the problem that Gotham is facing in its underbelly, and they figure out a plan to basically bypass Grundy, maybe even get him on their side.
Because this version of Bruce would be able to do that.
Right. Wouldn't it be interesting with that old connection Bruce Wayne has with Grundy, if the way that they're able to bypass Grundy is if Bruce Wayne puts on the Batman suit again and goes with this new Batman to basically convince or trick Grundy into helping them? Or maybe he doesn't even put the Batman suit on and he just goes as Bruce Wayne.
I think if he went as Bruce Wayne, it would be more
impactful.
Yeah, because also like he's not Batman anymore.
He's
like not really.
Yeah.
And it would be kind of weird for him to just like put on the suit.
Okay.
I think in that capacity, it would be like, unless it was something where like, you know, the young Batman dies and it's like, well, now I have to do this again. If it was something like that, but then that would be kind of like, okay, why though?
Yeah, what's the
yeah? It's like why did you introduce this new guy? He dies off camera and you don't even see him again.
But a bully kills him at school. Dang.
The teacher does. Teacher's like, I'm a bully too.
And they get Grundy on their side and they're able to apprehend Hush. Would they?
Oh yeah, because Grundy could fight Clayface.
At this point, I just figured Clayface would be out of the picture. I feel like it would be interesting if like that was his first run-in with a supervillain, and he's able to overcome it, maybe by the skin of his teeth. Like he uses some of Bruce's tech to freeze him or something, and that gives him some false confidence that he can take on whatever, and that's what leads him into following Hush into the sewer against Bruce's orders, and that's what leads him to getting fucked up by Grundy.
Okay.
And to the end of the story.
Okay.
Yeah.
I'm not mad at I do feel like since Clayface and Bruce have that, like we were friends connection.
Grundy.
And Grundy?
No, you said Clayface and Bruce.
No, because remember earlier we were talking about how this version of Clayface was his friend that was in the police department.
Right.
I feel like since there's that connection, he should be in it a little bit more, which is why I said like, oh, well, they could just like fight. But like, you know, he's Clayface now, so his mind is all warped and he doesn't really know what's going on. You know what I mean? Just emotionally, he's a little bit damaged.
So, okay, maybe he didn't overcome Clayface? Or maybe he did that, but Clayface still got away. And that still gave him false confidence, you know, at the beginning. Mm-hmm. Yeah. And then, they're able to convince Grundy to fight against Clayface while Batman takes out Hush. Yeah,
Clayface gets away, but it's literally just, maybe like he got called away, or like it's just like, I don't feel like dealing with you right now. But because he's like a kid, he's like, because I beat his ass. It's like, dude, he just wasn't in the mood, you know what I mean? Like he just wasn't feeling it.
And we keep saying kid. How old should we make him? Like 16 or 17?
I was thinking 15. Yeah. I kind of just pictured a 15, 16-year-old kid.
Yeah, okay. That would make the stakes like really high because this is a kid, you know.
It's like
it's Spider-Man. It's Spider-Man.
Loki, if someone from Bruce's past came up, like maybe Barbara Gordon is like the police captain, or like Selena Kyle was gone for years and comes back, and then they learn that Bruce Wayne is the mind behind this new Batman. They're like, are you doing this again? Like they're kind of frustrated, like, dog, Jason died, man, and like you're kind of just doing whatever.
Maybe that's just another reason why they have to keep this Batman a secret.
That's why Bruce would keep it a secret. Yeah, it's like I don't want people like getting on my case, and also like, you know, because he knows that no one's gonna approve of this.
Mm-hmm.
Yeah, dang, bro. Oh, it's so good.
And so, I feel like this movie would end with this Tim Drake character. Like, he's been Batman, you know, quote unquote Batman the whole movie. But at the very end, he's able to finally, like, truthfully say he's Batman. Yeah,
it'd be like how Tom Holland was Spider-Man, but he was never a man. He was just a little kid. And then by the end of No Way Home, his character arc kind of is like, now you're Spider-Man. Now you've reached that level of maturity.
Right.
So now you're at that point, and you know, that'd be dope.
Yeah.
It could be a shot of him just kind of the Tim Drake Batman just kind of like looking over the city, you know, like mask off because he's on a gargoyle, and then he puts it on and then just jumps down or whatever. And you know how they do with those comic movies these days.
Sure. I would have Bruce Wayne played by Mads Mikkelsen. Who would you get? You said you wanted the kid from Stranger Things as...
Yeah, shit, let me pull up my phone.
Caleb?
It was like Caleb McLaughlin.
McGonagall.
Yeah, Caleb McLaughlin.
I would get as Hush the son from the Kingsman.
I
don't know his name though. Look up his name for me.
The son. Why do you say the son?
I can see it. That's why. Something about the face I feel like just works for me. But that might be too young.
Yeah, so that's what my thing is, because
maybe okay.
So I'm thinking presumably they'd be like
Ian
McKellen.
No,
like I feel like he would be roughly the same age as Bruce Wayne here, because they also grew up together.
Ian McShane?
Harris Dickinson was the actor's name.
Dang, I could see him as like Batman in the sequel, where he's like aged up a couple years. Like, not if we had Caleb.
Okay, yeah, that's why I was like, what do you mean? I was like, you gotta be talking about Bruce Wayne.
Shit, who would we get to play Hush?
with Hush, well, how old is Mads Mikkelsen? He looks like he's like 50s or 60s. So what actor?
Yeah, like 50s, I'd say. Brad Pitt? No, it's too pretty.
Yeah, Brad Pitt doesn't really do like menacing like that.
Nick?
No, I'm looking up actors.
Who would you cast as Hush?
This is Hush, and it would be an older Hush too.
What?
This version of Hush that
Oh,
we're
I thought you were
casting?
about to hit me with a good choice.
No,
But no, you were just saying what we were looking for.
I was thinking out loud, okay?
Wow. And you didn't come up with anything.
You interrupted my thinking.
Okay, I'll give you 5 seconds.
Dang, for Hush?
Yeah. It's hard.
It's tough. What's up?
What about... Oh, God. His name sounds like a fish. Magneto from X-Men.
Michael Fassbender?
Yeah. Yeah, Fassbender. Because like Bass. I would choose Michael Fassbender.
Nah, don't try to cover Fast Bass.
You know, like
I would choose Michael Fassbender.
like deep sea bass.
Dog, I don't know much about fish.
Well, there you go.
I was like,
when I was a kid,
who the fuck sounds like a fish?
yeah, like when I was a kid, I watched a lot of SpongeBob, so I was very exposed to fish.
Man, Michael Fassbender, I could see as Hush.
I could see it too. That's why I actually I condone it.
He doesn't seem as old as Mads Mikkelsen, but I feel like that could still work. Like you could have it where maybe Bruce Wayne was an older brother kind of figure in this version of Thomas Elliot's life.
Or just digitally de-age Mads Mikkelsen.
Why the fuck? No, we don't need to be doing all of that. Just have it like listen.
It's the
just Mads
perfect
Mikkelsen.
scenario.
Why the fuck? Or just get a younger actor, bro. What the fuck?
Yeah, I agree. Michael Fassbender.
Michael Fassbender would be dope as Hush.
Yeah, I think so too. Last but not least, director.
Matt Reeves.
Dang, it would work.
Zack Snyder, bro.
That would be weird.
Or maybe, no, I was gonna say David Fincher, but it doesn't seem like we're really, really doing like a detective type of story.
Nah, not really. Who would we do?
One person who I considered for a Batman movie to direct was
But go ahead.
Francis Lawrence. He did some of the Hunger Games movies. He did Constantine. He did I Am Legend.
Oh, did he do?
He did Red Sparrow. He did Red Sparrow.
That could be a good one. I was.
Okay.
What?
Like speaking of Red Sparrow, just as like an alternate, and I'm not saying like this person instead of Michael Fassbender, but I could kind of see Joel Edgerton for that movie as a Thomas Elliot kind of character.
I can see that too, especially after The Gift.
Yeah.
Yeah, I could see that. But I would choose. I don't know his name.
Maybe low key, Michael Fassbender as Bruce Wayne, as this version of Bruce Wayne, and then Joel Edgerton as Thomas Elliot.
Or vice versa.
Like, look, okay, yeah.
I could see that.
I could see him as a Bruce Wayne that's just not Batman anymore. Like, I can't see him in the suit. I can't really see him as Batman, but I could kind of see him as Bruce Wayne.
Yeah, I could. What's the man's name who directed The Raid? Redemption?
Not Gareth Evans?
Yeah.
For the fight scenes, that'd be cool. Yeah.
That could be really cool. Potentially. Maybe not. Because this Batman is going up largely against...
the villains are a lot less grounded.
The fights are, not necessarily hand-to-hand combat. But I would still choose that because he's cool.
Gore Verbinski.
Ooh. Okay.
Especially if you're just doing like really dark kind of creepy kind of thing.
Yeah. I could see that. I could totally see that.
Yo, Gore Verbinski.
Chris Columbus. Why'd you laugh?
Man, if you was doing some fucking nah, I'm not gonna take it there.
But yeah. Any final concluding thoughts on our Batman solo outing?
Oh, what about Barbara Gordon?
Who would play Barbara Gordon?
Yeah, because in my head, like, she's the police captain, if not the commissioner at this point in time.
Bro.
So it would need to be an older actor.
Oh, wait, don't talk. I know her name. She's in the game I'm playing right now. She's in that hit TV show
What game
movie,
is it?
DMZ.
Rosario Dawson?
That's who I'm thinking.
I'm with that.
Yeah, I could totally see that.
And she's in a wheelchair or walks with a cane.
Or she has no legs.
Nah, cane, bro, because the Killing Joke happened, but she just
Okay,
healed.
we'll put a pin in the legs thing.
She has both of her legs. It's just one
Maybe
of them
they're
doesn't
just
work.
two stumps with like broomstick handles sticking out of it, so she
They're
still
just-
walks around.
It's just two stumps underneath the knee, but she only has the one cane, but her core strength is just so strong. She can use the one cane to walk or whatever you would call that.
The cha-cha slide, the cane slide.
She just floats across everywhere. Like, the cane is just for show because she learned telekinesis.
Because she doesn't want to freak everyone out by just levitating everywhere, so
Yeah.
she gets one singular cane and uses that to pretend walk around when in
Yeah.
fact she's actually capable of flight.
And no one ever picks up that she never has the cane with her. She's just like, how do you walk? I have a cane, but it's not there with her physically. She always leaves it at home. Oh shit, she has a cane. Okay, that's how she's able to get around.
Yeah, I would have Rosario Dawson as Barbara Gordon.
I'm with that.
Me
What
too.
an interesting cast.
I like it.
Like, I guarantee you, Warner Brothers, they'd never be like, oh, this is who they were like, this is who we should cast in this Batman movie. But like, hey, you know why? Because you got to think outside the box.
Especially for Batman at this point, who's had like 8 or 9 or 10 movies, like live action movies.
Yeah.
Yeah, you gotta do something fresh.
You got to
know?
do something different. You can't just have to be like, I'm Batman, I got to fight this villain, then that's it. No.
You can't keep doing the Batman versus the Joker, please. Thank you. Bless you. Bless.
Thank you. No, I'm with that, man. Joker's a cool character, but they keep bringing him back.
And it was cool for a minute.
Yeah, stop doing Joker. Loki, stop doing Riddler now. Stop doing Ra's al Ghul.
Yeah.
Keep doing Catwoman. You know, everyone's got to have that special someone in their life.
Potentially cool it on Penguin, unless this Colin Farrell goes a cool way, which it seems like it is. And with that comes the end of our Batman episode. Wait.
How does it feel? How does it feel that we finally did this?
It's
we
like I
finally
stepped
made something
into
of
the
ourselves.
shoes of DC Comics and became Batman myself.
That's
Up
what's
top. Like and subscribe if you're on YouTube. Follow if you're on Spotify or Apple Podcasts. If you're on iHeartRadio, wow, thank you for finding us on this one. If you're on Google Podcasts, which I doubt because I tried searching for us and our name never came up, even though we're on Google Podcasts as well.
You guys got to search for us.
You gotta-
That's why our name's not coming up.
You gotta search hard and every day, at least twice. But
a day.
if you enjoyed, thank you. Yeah, that is the end.
What's the next one gonna be?
Uh,
Superman.
possibly.
We should do Wonder Woman next, and then like cap it off with Superman. Say the best for last,
And then do Batman.
and then and then Justice League, and then everybody else.
Yeah. How do we end it?
Now it's over.